Hello there, Shriko here, and we're coming at you with Season 1, Episode 4 of My Team Career Mode. And we got the Azerbaijan Grand Prix in Baku this weekend, and it is going to be a good one, I hope. I hope we have a big improvement from last week. We had a gearbox failure just out of nowhere. Lap 15, we were going so well. Probably should have said spoiler for those of you that haven't watched last week, but spoiler alert. And if you haven't watched it, go ahead and watch last week. I'll put the link in the description below as usual. Yeah, I'm just hoping to turn around last week because we were honestly going, we were going unbelievably well until that mechanical issue. You know, I started off the weekend and I was not pleased at all. I was struggling big time with the car, with the handling, with the setup. Setup was a good setup, so I had accepted that and just decided to put some laps under my belt in practice and try and get used to the car and get used to kind of, how quickly I can take things around corners and whatnot. And we did, and we got there and we ended up absolutely smashing qualifying into P13. And the start of the race, we were doing exceptionally well. We were holding on to the back of Lance Stroll, and even though we're out DRS zone, we were keeping just out, like over that 1 second. Fully expecting a points finish at the point of the race where we copped our mechanical issue, but such is life, and that's the new feature in the game, and these things happen in real life. So anyways, we get onto the admin for today, and I realized I was tabbed out, so there's absolutely no game sounds while I'm talking there. But anyways, we gonna chuck some activities in for the team, get some driver and department stuff going. Can actually do the supply HQ tour just for the little bit of resource and acclaim. Here's a message from Ollie. Sorry we had to retire from the race. Sadly, there was not anything else we could do at that point. Keeping component wear to a minimum may help reduce the odds of us hitting similar issues in the future, but it's not guaranteed. Now, I'll be honest, I haven't actually gone back and looked. I didn't think there was any severe component wear. Maybe there was. I'll have to try and look back in my footage again, because I think I still got it, and I'm gonna have to actually double check that. I'm curious to see now if there was high wear. I assume there'd be about 50-60% because it was about the third race, but I didn't think it was that high to warrant a mechanical failure. But maybe there was, maybe I just missed it. But anyways, so yeah, we received 0 R&D points for that, which is, unbelievable. So anyways, we've got a bit of money in the bank, so we're going to go ahead and upgrade the chassis. Got to be careful with spending our money now because we will be coming up to the contract renewal period, so we need to make sure we've got enough money for our second driver there. So we do have a couple big R&D parts coming through. We've got the chassis weight redistribution, the rear downforce, and the front downforce. I believe the front downforce could have a chance of failing. The other two were failures, and we've restarted them. So yeah, but we need to make some. Hopefully, they come through and make some good improvements on the car, just to make sure we try and keep out developing Haas and Williams. We don't want to be overtaken by them. We want to really the next goal is we should be jumping Alfa Romeo. Okay, so chassis, we're just waiting on the rear underfloor. Oops, the rear underfloor to come through. What have we got here? We got the two. I don't think we can do anything more from aero. We've got the durability upgrade that came through in the last episode, I believe. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and upgrade turbo durability, and we're gonna go and add. We're going to go ahead and get the status upgrade with the 29% discount. That won't come through, unfortunately, till after the Canadian Grand Prix, because the Canadian Grand Prix is the weekend after the Baku. But that is no problem. That'll come through, and we'll have some ERS improvements for there. So I think we're maxed out with our R&D now. We have to go and change out parts. I'm going to use my first column now as just practice parts. Yeah, I'll swap out to the second column. We'll start using the second column. That's all brand new components, so we'll be doing that unless we qualify terribly. So that's the plan. But we do need to change out the gearbox, which we're gonna have to cop a penalty for. I don't want to, but there's just look at that. We did 111 laps. There's no way, and the practice gearbox is on 30% after 106. There's no way that this would have been on more than 30% or 35%. I think we're gonna have to do it. We risk a failure again, so we're just gonna have to cop the grid penalty this time out, which I think is a 5-place grid penalty. So maybe we might also take an entire new row of components, depending on where the grid penalty puts us this weekend. Oh, we got a powertrain department event. Let's see.
We'll have them with us for the next.
Agree to help out the department, which gives us 25% off, or we can get driver racecraft. I would rather get the discount on. So we've had the rear wing outer state come through, and then also the rear floor under tray. So we really want to get this major weight reduction, and then the next one will be the engine cover as well. So they're the two big ones that we're gunning for. We're going to go ahead with this guy because he's got 32% discount, so that's gun. He's coming through after the Canadian Grand Prix again, so I think we might do the drag reduction for the straight line speed for Canada coming up, and there's a big Oh, it doesn't. We don't get it for Canada. That's okay. It'll come through for Austria, and the Austrian Grand Prix is, we've got a few proper DRS zones there. So we got
Hey, I've been
spec.
informed that a
The
department has
fabrication
just
upgrade
completed
on the
another
chassis
facility
department has come
upgrade.
through, but we don't have
I've
enough
sent you a
points, and
message
we've
with the
actually
details.
out jumped over. Let me redo that. We've actually jumped Alfa Romeo in the performance index, so we are the top of the bottom pack at the moment. Only just. Yeah, we really got to start competing for points. I think we need 15 constructors points by the end of the season, but I'm pretty confident we'll be able to get there. I mean, Baku, if we can qualify well in Baku this weekend, we'll put ourselves in good chance for points. We just need to chip away at that. Canada, Austria. I mean, Baku, Canada, Austria. These next 3 circuits are some of my favorite, and I'm very, very good at them. So let's go over to the race weekend now. We're going to go straight into FP2. We just skipped over FP1 because it was raining, and I did not want to attempt practice in the rain because what's the point? It wasn't going to rain for the weekend, the race day, I should say. So, I'm not gonna do myself like that. But yeah, so we ended up finishing 3 tenths ahead of Swordsman in FP2, and he was on the softs, we were on the mediums. So I was pretty happy with that, to be honest. We weren't too far behind the Alphas either, but they're on the hard compounds, so sorry, the Alpha Tauris. That is not the Alfa Romeos. But yeah, so hopefully we find some speed in quali and continue the FP2 form. But yeah, I was feeling pretty good after this, so pretty confident going into qualifying, and hopefully we can get through into Q2. That would be unreal. But if not, the aim is just to qualify high up in that Q1 dropout zone. But yeah, so we just changing out the components before the qualifying, just because we're keeping the first lines of engine components on just for practice, just for the wear and whatnot. But yeah, let's do it. Here's the end of the first lap that we ran in Q1, and I was content with it. I knew there was a lot more time to be found. We were a bit sloppy through the castle section, and especially around the last couple turns before the big pitch straight. And as you can see, we ended up in P18. So there was a bit of time to find still. A lot of time to find, actually. So as we come into the second lap, and as you can see, we're already almost 5 tenths up as we hit the wall, and I checked for damage straight away. I was so worried we had front wing damage, but somehow we didn't cop front wing damage there. I don't know what happened there. We must have just hit clean on the tire or something. Who knows? But yeah, anyways, we're 5.5 tenths up at the moment on our first lap. So it was pretty confident. We did a 143 there, as you can see in the first lap. And we're in P19, so we can gain quite a few positions, I feel, here. And we could nearly get into Q2. We're going to be close at the very least as we come down onto the pitch straight, cross the line, almost 6 tenths up. So, unreal second lap there that I pulled out on my backside. Seriously, it was actually a very smooth lap. And we've actually qualified into Q2. Let's do it. P15. Sorry for the audio dropout there. My PC loves to do that every now and then, just completely cut the audio from me. But Schwartzman, he's down in P22. He's at a horrendous Q1. What's going on? So we've done a 39.7, and we've ended up P15 ahead of Kimi. So as we come into our first lap in Q2, and I think it was our only lap. Yeah, it was our only lap. So we waited to the very end again, just to let the track rubber in a bit, and pretty much did a one-shot in Q2. So it's pretty much all or nothing here, as this is the start of lap, obviously, and we're looking all right as we come to the end of the lap here, because it's same. We don't need to show the entire lap. So we come across the line with a 139.7, which was the same as our Q1 second lap, which put us in P15 again, ahead of Raikkonen. Sorry, Giovinazzi didn't qualify. But yeah, so we're the top dog of the bottom pack at the moment, by the looks of things. The car's still a way away from that midfield pack, so that's only a couple tenths down on Ocon, but still got a ways to go. But yeah, we're in a rival with Mick Schumacher at the moment, so hopefully we win the 800 acclaim with this rivalry in a couple races time. But no, I'm pretty confident. I was feeling good coming into this race, so especially after quali. So let's see what we can do. Let's head over to the grid with Crofty.
Good afternoon and welcome to Baku. This was the arena, if you think back to 2017, of one of the most eventful races of modern history, with controversy behind the safety car, last-second overtakes, and a historic podium for Williams and for Lance Stroll. So let's find out what lies in store for us this year. It's time for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. With 20 turns and a length of 3.7 miles, Baku City Circuit in the heart of the Azerbaijan capital is a real test of a driver's endurance, patience and precision. 90-degree corners through Sector 1 lead into a tightening uphill sprint as we start to circle around the old city. Then a 1.4-mile chase flat out through Sector 3 towards the finish line. It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. An immense lap from Lewis Hamilton yesterday puts him on pole position, and it's Valtteri Bottas that completes the front row. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Ricciardo, Norris, Carlos Sainz and Perez, Vettel, Gasly, Leclerc and Yuki Tsunoda, Fernando Alonso, Stroll, Esteban Ocon, the Professor, Raikkonen, Mick Schumacher, George Russell and Antonio Giovinazzi, Mazepin, Latifi, Schwartzman and Max Verstappen completes the grid. Now, it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track.
So as you can see, Max Verstappen obviously taking an engine penalty and starts 22nd on the grid, so we're up into P14. So we've got the inside run in to turn 1 here because of that. So my plan was, let's just be aggressive, you know. We're close to the points. If we can get some track position, hold off some people on the pit straight, get some luck, points might be on the cards today, but main thing is just not to crash out and let's just finish the damn race. But yeah, so keeping in the aggressive mindset, we're going to go with the 2-stop and, you know, hopefully be a bit quicker than some other cars. So let's go to the race start. Let's do it. We've got 3 lights, 4, 5, and it's lights out and away we go at the Baku Grand Prix. We actually get a pretty good start, but Ocon comes across us and it makes us get a bit twitchy as we go for a dive ball down the inside. We almost hit the back of Gasly, but we keep it nice and firm. We have a big snap of oversteer and we have Stroll coming up on the outside and we go a bit late on the braking again. We stick to the inside line here. We've actually gone 3 wide with Alonso. Alonso's hit the wall, but he's come out the best of the 3 of us somehow, and he's into P11. We're up into P12. Stroll right on our tail. We're on the soft compound, so we should get ahead of these cars, and we need to get ahead of these cars as we go for a late dive bomb on Alonso, the 2-time champion. Unbelievable experience. Sees us at the last second and gives us a space. What a guy, as he comes up on the inside and reams into us, nearly putting us into the wall. I think he was a bit salty about that move just before there. But anyways, we keep to the inside. We're still 2 wide here, which is unbelievable. And we just get the best of him out of that chicane there. What a start. So we've jumped ahead of all of the alternate strategy runners. Well, technically we're on the alternate strategy for the back half of the grid, but we're at the top as Alonso putting a lot of pressure on us at the end of lap 1 here. And he's got the overspeed, he's got a better car, but we managed to just hold the inside line. We place the car nicely, we maintain P11. So we want to really, you know, not fight too much and try and catch Gasly here. All weekend my pace has been feeling well across the 1 lap, so if we could just keep that consistent. You know, I felt pretty good at catching Gasly as we've, you know, skipped to lap 3 and we're actually already a second behind it, as it looks like some people are being held up by possibly a Ferrari. If I look down at the minimap there, I think it's a Ferrari that's holding everyone up here. So we're actually within DRS range already, which has been unreal. And also, just a bit of a spoiler, or not, sorry, not spoiler, but a bit of an alert. As Alonso, never mind, Alonso comes up the inside here and we're going too wide. This is not going to work. Oh my God, Alonso putting it into us, and he comes into us and we hit the wall, and Alonso, as I checked for damage, but we had no damage. We got absolutely no damage, and that's what I was about to go on to. But anyways, I'll get to that in a second, as we're still too wide. We bang wheels and we get pushed a bit wide, but we maintain it. We maintain the position. Alonso's given us a really big scrap here at the start of this race. We really need to pull away from him. He's just got a better car than us, so he's going to maintain it. Look how close he is. He's less than he's thousandths of a second behind us. He's going to get the place. He's going to have DRS here, so he's going to get the place done here. Get the overtake done. As you know, we're sitting ducks here. We can't really do much. But yeah, as I was saying, I actually found out my damage was set to off on this race. I don't know how. Yeah, there was a few bangs and scrapes from the AIs and myself that happened, as you can see there with Alonso. But yeah, it was off. So anyways, we got DRS going back on Alonso, ERS and DRS deployed, and we get the move done. And he keeps his nose in, but he backs out at the last second, and big snap of oversteer there, but we hold it. We get the position back. But yeah, so damage was set off to this. I checked after the race. I had no idea until after the race. But yeah, so which was unfortunate, but can't really do much. So we skipped to lap 7. We've already made our first pit stop, and we're coming up on that Mazepin here. Gonna get DRS, and we're gonna fly past him. He's gonna be sitting duck. we've just got so much more pace than it's not funny. On the mediums, on fresh mediums as well. And Schwartzman goes into the pits as well. He was on the softs as well, so he's doing the 2-stop as well. So yeah, we're both on the alternate 2-stop strategy here. So hopefully, you know, he's a bit quicker around Baku with a bit of tire wear for the 1-stoppers. Lap 9 now, and Verstappen's made his way up the field. He's still behind us. Look at that, he's in P18. He's 3 seconds behind us. So he got caught up a lot at the back of the field there. He hasn't really carved his way through the field as you'd expect him to as a Red Bull car, especially as Max Verstappen as well. And anyways, we're right behind the other Red Bull car, Perez, who's in P16. So after we've all made our first stop for us in the 2 stops, you know, there's a bit of a out of order positioning here. As you can see, some of the lower down in the grid are higher up with, I think that's a Haas car up the top there. But anyway, so it looks like if we get close enough here off the DRS and we hit the wall, but no damage again. As you can see, at this point in the race, I didn't know I had no damage set, so I was just so confused as to how I hadn't copped damage. It was kind of lucky because I made a few mistakes. So it was kind of lucky we didn't have damage set on. But yeah, anyways, we'll take what we can get. We'll take the luck. But yeah, we want to get close to Perez here if we can. You know, hopefully he fights with Gasly up ahead, and I think that's the Ferrari or an Alpha. I think that's the Ferrari. So hopefully we get a bit of a 3-4 way battle and invites us in for some positions and possibly some points. As we close the gap up a bit, and we're only a second behind, so we should get DRS again. But we're using up a lot of ERS here, so we've got to save a bit. We weren't saving too well. We're deploying a lot of ERS because, you know, we are in the slower car. Our corner, I'm not very quick out of the corner exits as well. Just in general, that is. So anyways, we skip the end of lap 10, and it's actually George Russell that's been holding this pack up. George Russell, who has not made his first stop, has been holding this pack up as we might get invited for some battling here as we're very close to Perez and Leclerc. And look, Perez looks to go on the inside of Leclerc here as we come up from behind as well. We've got a bit of overspeed on the both of them, which is unbelievable, as they both have DRS open as well as we're deploying ERS. And we get up the inside, and it's going to be 3 wide into turn 1 as we are the latest of the breakers, and we get the double overtake on them, and now we're in P13 behind George Russell. And my immediate thought here was we need to get this move done, and we'd go for a late dive bomb. When he gives us enough room, we get the move done as well. And my hope was that Russell holds up Perez and Leclerc a little bit, and we get a bit of a gap going, and we stick to the back of Gasly. That was the plan. So aggressive mindset. And I was looking, as talking of aggressive mindset, we go for a very late one on Gasly and think better of it at the last second. That would have ended very poorly if damage was on there and we had stuck with it. But yeah, aggressive was the mindset, and we stuck to it as we go for an aggressive defend here on Yuki Tsunoda, who's just blown around the outside of us. And there's a yellow flag up ahead, so we've got to be careful coming into here as we go around the corner. And there's Alonso facing the wrong way. He's spun out. So our on-track rival has spun out, and the safety car's out. We've got a safety car deployed. Lap 11, Alonso spun out, facing the wrong way. Safety car has been deployed. Unbelievable. So it's been a chaotic opening start to this race. We were doing a lot of battling. Well, we weren't. We were behind a lot of battling, which invited us in for a few cheeky overtakes. So, yeah, we decided here to go in for the hards and pretty much finish the race from here on the hard compound tires. I figured, why not? And a lot of the AI decided to do that as well. A lot of the AI came in and decided to go on the hards as well, so stretch it to the end of the race. I mean, what is it, like, after the safety car comes in this lap, we've got, what's that, like 12 laps? 12 laps? Yeah, 12 laps. That's not long at all on the hards. We can get that done. So anyways, but we come out in P17 behind our teammates, so we've got a bit of work to do. As you know, pretty much everybody's going to be on the hards. I mean, there's a few people still on the mediums. There's our Schwartzman, Latifi, Vettel behind us, still on the mediums as we get a terrible restart off the safety car, but we do a super late dive bomb as we come up and overtake Leclerc and Schwartzman and get the move done. But yeah, it's going to be quite interesting. We're going to have to be very aggressive again and fight our way back through the field, back up into P11 where we were before the safety car, because we come out of the pits into the restart in a bit of a poor position. But you know, it is what it is. We've got a bit of time to fight our way back in now. So as we are clawing our way back at Russell now. And also, by the way, guys, you haven't seen any replay cameras because that was my bad. Or not my bad, but it was my game's bad. There was a massive stuff up on my F1 game, and my replay camera was corrupt. So I have 0 replay cameras for this race. Every time I load up the replay camera, it crashes. My game crashes, and so I cannot do it. I'm going to try and do it. I'm going to try and attempt it one last time before I upload this video, but I have no hope. I think it's gone. So anyways, as we're coming on to the start of lap 16 now, we're still behind George Russell, but there's a big scrap in front of us. There's about 4 or 5-way scrap up ahead with Perez, Raikkonen, and I can't tell who else is in there. As we got Leclerc coming up on the inside, we go for a big one up and we hit, oh no, we hit Perez. And that would have been our Grand Prix done. As I said, we were a bit lucky with the no damage. I think what had happened was I was doing some open lobbies and set damage to off, and I forgot to turn it back on. I think that's what happened, but I'm not really sure, to be honest. But yeah, at this point in the race, I had no idea. I was so baffled. I honestly thought we were still on standard damage, but yeah, anyways, it helped us get the move done Perez anyway. We bullied him out of the way. A bit of dirty driving there, but you know, we got the double overtake. And as we go to the end of lap 16 onto lap 17, and Perez in the better car is coming flying at us as we're aggressively defending him. And he's gonna, actually he doesn't have it, no, DRS is not open yet. But yeah, he's gonna come around the outside to put our car in the middle of the track to defend. And he's alongside us, but we hold the position as we come up to lap 17. And oh my God, what's happened here? Holy shit, what's happened here? I don't know what happened there with the cuts, but oh my God. Perez has just put us into the wall and he's just carried us 100 meters down the road. And that's another safety car. And at this point, this was the point that I realized there was absolutely no damage. There was no possibility that damage was active. But so I'll explain quickly what happened there. Perez basically was trying to get an overtake done in a very dumb position at that corner there, and he's gone for it, hit us, pushed us into the wall, and carried us down the road another 100 or 200 meters, and it was ridiculous. And I had to make a cut there because it was just the footage was a bit all over the place with what happened with that. But well, if I'm gonna be honest, I have flashbacks on for dumb penalties, and the footage was a bit all over the place because the first time it happened, I somehow got a 5-second time penalty, which I don't know how, but yeah, that happened. So I flashbacked, and then Perez did it again and put us in the wall and then carried me 300 meters down the road. So yeah, I mean, we didn't cop a penalty, so you keep it. You know what I mean? Like we only do flashbacks for the real dumb stuff with time penalties for absolutely zero reason, like that just there, that incident. But anyways, yeah. So you check the race director and look at this. Perez somehow only gets a warning. So the first time round, I copped a 5-second penalty. He copped nothing, and then the second time round, he just gets a warning. So I don't know. And also, Carlos Sainz is out with a DNF. I have no idea when that happened. But anyways, as we go to the safety car restart, we're behind Perez in P21. Everyone's on fresh medium compound tires. I thought about going to softs, but I didn't have any fresh softs, so we only had one fresh set of mediums left, so we went on to the mediums. As we get a pretty decent restart as we pull alongside Perez and box him in behind Mazepin, and Mazepin pulls out and he nearly hits us. We go for a massive dive bomb, and we pull alongside Latifi here, and we get the move done. We make up about 5 positions in one dive bomb there at turn 1, and we go for a super late dive bomb again, super aggressive, and we got 6 laps, 7 laps, and we get up into P15 and get a triple overtake there as well. And here, the aggressive mindset went to another level. I thought, I'm at the back of the grid, I've got to force my way through the field here. And it was at this point, I'm pretty sure I realized that damage was turned off, so I said, screw it. We're going to send it. Full send for the rest of this race. Don't worry about tires, don't worry about nothing. As we look to go up the inside of Alonso, but he covers us off, and there's a 4-way scrap up ahead with Hamilton, Verstappen, and a couple of midfield battlers, or Russell and Vettel as well, actually. And that gives us the opportunities. We catch Alonso napping and get up the inside, and we've got to stick to the back end, the back end of Hamilton here, as him, Verstappen, and Russell fighting is going to invite us in for another couple of positions, hopefully. And as we break late and get real close to Hamilton, give him a little love tap, just a slight little kiss, and they're still battling. Verstappen and Russell are too wide here, and Hamilton's being patient, and I actually hit the back of Hamilton. Again, wing damage if there was damage turned on, so we've been very lucky. We've come up best with no damage. And anyways, Verstappen gets a move done on Russell. Hamilton looks like he's got the move done on Russell. I hit Russell, which sends him a bit loopy, and then I get and Russell's lost 3 places in the space of one chicane. Actually, he keeps his nose in as we're too wide coming up into the castle section, but we make it stick.
Good job.
Make it stick into P12. Unreal stuff. So we come on to towards the end of lap 22, and my God, this race honestly was fantastic. If only there was damage on, it would have been a bit more interesting. But nonetheless, it's created a good race for us. As you saw, just a slight triple-way battle between Verstappen, Hamilton, and whoever that was. I can't remember. But anyways, Verstappen and Hamilton are still battling it out here as we nearly go in, put it into the wall. But yeah, this has been quite an interesting race as we're one position out of the points with a few laps to go. And Hamilton, Verstappen battling, and they're behind. I don't know who else they're behind, but it's inviting us in and keeping us close to these cars that are better than us. It's Vettel and Ocon actually that are ahead there. So this is where the midfield pack is so tight right now that it's just keeping us involved and keeping us close. Even though we're not in the best car, as we look to make a move on Verstappen and we do a late one around the outside, and Verstappen hit the wall. Verstappen's hit the wall. I left him enough room and he's hit the wall. Oh no way! And I think that's him out, isn't it? He hit the wall. Yeah, that's him out of the session. Oh, mate. What a race. What a race this has been. I don't believe that. I left him enough room, and I wish I had the replay camera to show that again, but we had left him enough room, and he just put it in the wall. I don't know. He got twitchy and put it in the wall.
You're in the top 10.
And look at this. So we're in P10 now, and there's a three-way battle here. Hamilton gets the double move done on Ocon and Vettel on that pit straight there with DRS, as we look to go at Ocon here. We make a really late dive bomb on him and we get up into P9, so we get more points, and we've got to maintain this now. We've got to make it stick, as I think we will, as we pull away from him on the corner exit there, as he's on the hard compound tyres. So now we've got to, our mission is to catch up to Vettel, which we did as we go to the end of lap 25, coming onto the final lap of the race. And we've got a lot of oversteer coming up to Vettel, but it's not going to be enough as we don't get close enough for a move. Or do we, with a super late dive bomb on Vettel? Oh my lord. The aggressive late dive bombs have been ridiculous this race from me. I've got to say, absolutely ridiculous. Anyways, Hamilton and Leclerc actually bang wheels. We've got to make this move stick on Vettel. We don't have much ARS to deploy, but we deploy a little bit of it. But we're going to keep a little for the end of the lap here, as Vettel looks to come back at us with a bit better of a car. We make a late braking, and we get close to Leclerc and Hamilton, who are too wide still up ahead. And their battling is going to give us an opening as we touch wheels with Leclerc, and Hamilton gets the move done, and we pull up alongside. Do we know Leclerc gets ahead of us, but we brake late, and we get up the inside of the chicane, and we stick around the outside. We make the move.
Brilliant.
We make it move. We make the move. Make a move. We make the move stick. Oh, I can't even speak. Commentating on this, oh, it honestly stresses me out. It honestly stresses me out. So we're up into P7, and honestly, that was the end. Hamilton pulled away from me. He had a bit of clean air. Valtteri Bottas wins the Baku Grand Prix. We come in for an immense P7 after, what was it, 4 pit stops. We've had 4 pit stops and finished in P7.
Right, race over.
What
Take
on
care
earth
of the
has
car on the way in.
happened? I don't know. This race was honestly one of the craziest. I finished this race and I was dripping in sweat as we get driver of the day as well. Unbelievable race. We clawed our way back from the back of the pack, not once, not twice, but 3 times. 3 times, I believe. Oh, actually, no, 2 times. The first time was at the start of the race when we were in the P14, so middle of the pack, you know.
So then, it's time to see
So Bottas comes in at P1. We've got Norris P2 and Ricciardo in P3. So it's a double podium for McLaren. Aston Martin in P4 with Lance Stroll. And Gasly, Hamilton, myself, Vettel, Ocon, and Leclerc rounding out
Look at where they finished compared to
the
where
top
they
10.
started. It's not easy
Perez
to
out of the
like
points, and Verstappen crucially as well was out of the points. So Red Bull have had an abysmal GP with both of them out of the points there. The safety car threw everything into chaos. Everything into chaos. Some of the top teams, you know, like look, Hamilton in P from 1st to 6th. Like, you know, you got Red Bull with Perez there 6th to 14th. The Alphas moved up a little bit. We had Schwartzman though, did not capitalize at all. Verstappen ended up last. He ended up, well, effectively last, but I have no idea how he ended up last, but Schwartzman somehow finishes P20. He didn't capitalize at all. Tsunoda's dropped down to P16. Yeah, it's been what a chaotic race that was. Oh man, and if we go check the standings, we're up into P11 of the drivers' standings. You got Bottas has a 14-point lead over Hamilton and a 26. Actually, the fight for the top few is super close. You got Norris and Perez there as well, all very much in contention. We're P8 in the Constructors' Championship. But I hope you guys enjoyed this race. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I shall see you in the next one. Peace.